Many NBA legends are 50-50 about Bronny's future, but one Hall of Famer believes that Bronny shouldn't even be in the league. Bronny's NBA career couldn't have started off any worse. During the preseason, he was the worst player in basketball. In his first 3 games, he was averaging less than a point on 1 of 11 shooting and had missed all 4 of his 3-point attempts. However, there was one bright spot. Bronny's performance against the Warriors was solid. He started that game and finished with 17 points on 7 for 17 shooting with 4 rebounds, 3 steals, and 1 block in 35 minutes. Prior to this, he had only scored 8 points in total. Now, having made his NBA debut and instantly making history as the first father-son duo to play together in the league, many NBA legends are coming out and telling the harsh truth about Bronny's future. By the end of this video, you will see what the NBA community really thinks about Bronny James. Naturally, the Lakers were awful when Bronny played. During the first 3 preseason games, they were outscored by 40 points in 36 minutes with him on the court. That was the worst plus-minus of the 494 NBA players who saw action in the preseason. Things got so bad that you had former Laker players like DeMarcus Cousins questioning the seriousness of the Lakers organization by employing Bronny.
As far as the Lakers actually competing, I don't know. I take that as a sign as they aren't really serious. With the way their season ended last year with the high expectations, I expected more from them as far as making moves. But they had a lot of concerns last year that I don't think really were addressed.
Now that is the last thing you want to hear as a Laker fan. However, there are those who are extremely impressed by what Bronny has been doing in practice. Anthony Davis recalled a series of events where Bronny got the best of his old man.
Bronny hit a 3 over him today. Everybody was talking smack, in Bronny's favor. And then Bron came down and just bullied somebody, just took it out on I forgot who it was. And got a layup, and Bronny came back down, hit another 3, and Bron won with the ball. So you can see, even though they weren't matched up, the competition is there. And that's what we love to see.
Perhaps Bronny just needs a bit more time to get comfortable playing the big dogs. At least one future Hall of Famer believes that Bronny has a bright future in the league.
I actually think Bronny is going to end up being a better pro than a lot of these players in this draft because has the athleticism, has the basketball IQ, plays the game the right way. I think he's going to be a good shooter in the NBA.
Of course, you have to take Draymond's words with a grain of salt. Everyone knows that he is buddy-buddy with LeBron James, so it's not like he's going to throw Bronny under the bus. But still, he isn't the only one who believes that Bronny can make a successful transition into the NBA. Paul George believes that Bronny is the steal of the draft primarily because of his basketball IQ.
How can I answer this? What's most impressive is just his basketball savviness, his basketball IQ. He can do it all. I feel like he hasn't shown that he can really be elite at a lot of things, but I think he can be elite at a lot of things.
When LeBron and Bronny stepped foot on the court together, it was truly a special moment. One so special that even Big Perk had to give it up and acknowledge how beautiful it was.
And make history. It not only, was a proud moment and a great moment for the James family, but it was a proud moment for the NBA family and guys who didn't play. That's every former player's dream, is to be able to touch the floor and share the floor with his son. And tonight we witnessed LeBron James and Bronny share that special moment.
Perkins hasn't always been so optimistic. When talking about Bronny, he used the phrase earned, not given, implying that so far, Bronny has been given this opportunity to play in the league, but now it's time for him to step up and show everyone that he has earned it as well. However, that earned part is still yet to be determined.
I'm glad he was there and not the combine, right? Because now Bronny has to show up and show out, meaning earn, not given. Right? LeBron, stay your ass away. We don't need you on the internet saying, oh, look at Bronny. They said he couldn't shoot. He's shooting. Oh, he got a 40-inch vertical. No more hyping it up, right? Now.
Bronny finished the preseason with averages of 4.2 points and 1.7 rebounds per contest while shooting 29.7% from the field in 6 games. This is one reason why Charles Barkley kept it real about Bronny's future in the NBA.
But I will say this. Bronny's a prospect. Number one, I'm glad he's healthy. I think he should be in the G League. He's not ready to play in the NBA right now. and it's expected he will spend. And he should be in the G League because he's not ready to play in the NBA first and foremost.
Meanwhile, Kenny Smith has a different opinion than Chuck. He believes that Bronny is an elite prospect and has all the tools he needs to make it in the NBA.
You know, and I said this the other day, Shaquille O'Neal's son, Sharif, was a hell of a talent. And his dad made Mike Don All-American, and Sharif didn't. Bronny was one of the best 5 high school guards that year. That means you're a prospect.
Other pros are still undecided whether or not Bronny has what it takes to make it to the NBA. Take Rasheed Wallace, for example. Sheed sees potential in Bronny, but isn't convinced he could be a good pro.
Sheed, is he a pro?
I gotta agree with what Tyler said. Let's give him a 4 year. You had heart problems. Let's see what you could do. He has the talent. The talent is there, but it's a difference from the talent being there and you proving the talent. So it's a matter of, go back. That's where you test the waters at. Like you said, test the waters. Let me see what I do in this combine. The guys that's in the combine.
Jeff Teague seems to be siding with Rasheed Wallace. He finds it funny that players like Cam Reddish have to sit on the bench and play behind someone like Bronny when in fact Reddish was one of the best players to come out of high school in recent years.
It's all about situations.
It's my favorite white boy in the league for sure.
That's your man right there. I was cracking up last night. Somebody put the meme of James Harden sitting in the corner that was like Cam Reddish looking at Bronny get off the bench. See? Situation. Cam Reddish, one of the coldest people coming out of high school, all that stuff. Now he goes to a situation where he's playing behind Bronny.
Meanwhile, DeRozan believes that Bronny has the it factor. He can take his team to another level. The Lakers will have their fingers crossed, hoping DeRozan is telling the truth.
For the basketball side, you just need that big name to come there to bring that attention in. He the perfect person for that. The way he come in, the way he gonna handle it, the attention he gonna bring, and the player that he is, I think is gonna push SC to another level that we haven't.
Stephen A. Smith, however, took a different route. Although he's rooting for Bronny, he also sees that the only reason people are even talking about Bronny is because he is LeBron James' son. In fact, he went as far as to say that most of Bronny's accomplishments are because of his last name and not because of his skill set. Ouch.
Bronny James was an All-American averaging 14 points a game. Kendrick Perkins has been on this show on several occasions talking about you don't get to be a McDonald's All-American averaging 14 points a game. That doesn't happen. It happened for LeBron James' son. Who was the 55th pick in last year's NBA draft? We don't know who the hell that is.
Gilbert Arenas has been on the Bronny bandwagon from day one. In fact, he even trained Bronny at the request of his dad, LeBron. So it's not surprising that Gil believes Bronny can make it to the league and thrive. Even though Bronny struggled to score, Gil saw plenty of good things from the new rookie.
Those guys, are they creating their space? Are they getting to their shot? Because I don't expect these kids to be the same when they get to the... I just want to see the mannerisms. All right, pull up, okay. The guy's backing up, you know when to pull up, right? Just right there, you said he should have shot it. Guys had his hands down.
Brandon Jennings took things to another level when he cited Kyrie Irving as an example of why Bronny will be just fine when he actually competes in the league. But we aren't sure if that is an apt comparison.
Kyrie Irving, right? He went to Duke. He played 11 games. We didn't know if he was healthy or not. Right. And he went to a school, St. Patrick, that he didn't really get off like that. Right? He had to play team ball. Wasn't McDonald's All-American. But we knew he was a pro.
Knew he was a pro right away.
I think that's just where we're at.
Wasn't no question.
And he wasn't healthy either.
Right. There wasn't no debate around it. And we knew why he was a pro.
One thing is pretty clear. There is a ton of pressure on Bronny. Being LeBron James' son comes with a lot of perks, but you also get a lot of haters. These people are waiting for him to fail. But Austin Reeves is not one of them. Instead, he understands that Bronny has a long journey in front of him, and he will be there to support him every step of the way.
But I'm excited to, play alongside him. He's always going to get a bad rap for, multiple reasons. This is LeBron's son, so people are going to expect high-level things from him, and you just got to let the kid grow. Let him be his own self. You can't, if you set a gold standard to bronze standards, it's hard to live up to it.
Now, this is a huge year for the franchise. They just hired a new coach, and their 2 stars are coming off of their healthiest season, but are clearly getting older and slowing down. Their window for success is closing rapidly. Instead of trying to make the most out of what's left, it seems as if they will be taking a quick pit stop to allow LeBron to get his moment with his son. It just doesn't fit with what the Lakers are trying to accomplish. Although this moment will be historical, it seems unearned, and that is mainly due to the fact that Bronny simply doesn't appear to be an NBA-level player. Lakers' new head coach, JJ Redick, has also been vocal about this matter. It seems like Redick understands that Bronny still has a lot of growing to do. His game will take time to mature, which is why he labeled him a developmental player, which makes perfect sense, seeing that a lot of rookies need a few years to really carve out their role in the league.
Yeah, Bronny and I have had a number of conversations. I actually had a conversation with him yesterday after practice, and he's a development player. That's how we're looking at Bronny. He's certainly going to spend time with the Lakers. He will spend time as well in the G League. As we sort of build out our player development program.
One person who felt strongly that Bronny should have taken a different route instead of going to the league was Austin Rivers. He believes Bronny should take his own path and do what's right by him rather than trying to live up to his surname.
I want to see Bronny play with his dad. I really don't.
Why?
I went through something similar. It was a very similar situation, but also different. I was already in the NBA when I went to go play for him. What happens is a lot of people start to discredit everything that you've done. This kid has been in the limelight since he was born. First day on Instagram, he had 1 million followers.
Rivers went on to say that Bronny has handled the pressure extremely well, but playing alongside his dad and not being great might be a little too much for him to handle. This sentiment was also shared by Matt Barnes, who felt as if Bronny had the tools to be a pro, but still needed time to develop them.
To be honest with you, I haven't seen a ton of Bronny's games. I feel like he could probably use another year or two of just kind of honing his skills. And Key and I were talking about this, off air before we started. Obviously, having that James name is going to help, but at the end of the day, it's not going to keep him there. It may help him get the opportunity to get into the league, but I feel like he possibly needs another year or two.
Bronny has been quite polarizing since entering the league. No 55th pick has ever gotten the media attention that he has, so each time he does something bad, it is highlighted even more. However, Bronny did bet on himself and has made the transition to the pros, so it will be interesting to see how everything pans out. Although the chances are slim, there is a path where Bronny can carve out a role in the NBA. However, for that to happen, he really needs to improve his shooting. Although he can defend well and can put pressure on other players, he is far too little to truly be a defensive stopper, especially when the guard position is the most offensively skilled position in the game. So he needs to pair that defensive tenacity with a consistent jumper. That's not out of the realm of possibility, but from what we have seen so far, it's not looking good.